Hello everyone, my name is Prasoon Sinha and my partner's name is Jamieson. We are computer engineering students at UW-Madison and this is our ECE 353 Spring 2020 final project. So the game we made is Football Stars, and the goal of the game is to basically get your offensive player from one end of the screen to the other without being tackled by defensive players, and you control your offensive player with the PS2 Joystick over here. Some peripherals that were used were one UART to communicate serially with our PuTTY window, so that way we can have some game status display messages such as pause and resume functionality, which I'll show in a little bit. We also had to use the I2C communication interface in order to basically implement the EEPROM, so that way we can store our high score of the game to the EEPROM and then display it upon reset. And then we also use the I2C to have LCD touchscreen capabilities and for the IO expander. And so with the IO expander, we had these 8 LEDs that we use over here, and then these push buttons. A little bit about how this is related to the game. The bottom push button will basically stop an entire defensive line from moving, and the left push button will randomly clear one of the players on the screen. You get 4 push button presses per level, and that's indicated by the number of LEDs turned on during that level. So every time you press a button, the number of LEDs will turned on will decrement by 2. Some other peripherals we used were timers for ADC conversion, so that way we can check the ADC for new data from the PS2 joystick, as well as to blink this TIVA Launchpad LED. So let's get started with the game. Currently, the high score is 0, as indicated. We're reading from the EEPROM and displaying to the LCD screen over here. I'll press play game. So now I control this offensive player over here. You can see that I'm on level 1 and I have 2 lives, so there's only 3 defensive players. And it moves pretty slow. They move faster as you level up. So I will clear a random player, and I did that by pressing the left button. And then you can see the number of LEDs that are turned on decreased by 2, so now there's only 6 on. So move on to the next level. So you can see my score is 6. The reason is because to get from one end to the other, you get 7 points, kind of like a touchdown in football, but then you lose a point for every push button you press or every life that you lost. So I'll start the next level. So one thing is we're able to have pause functionality. So if I press the spacebar on my keyboard, you'll notice on the PuTTY window it says game paused. And if you come back to my LCD screen over here, nothing is moving. You know, I can kind of move everything around and nothing's going to happen. But then if I unpause the game by pressing the spacebar again, you'll notice that it says game in progress, and then everything has started up again, just where it left off on my screen. So let's start with level 2. Now I have 3 lives instead of 2, and there's 6 players. Let's clear one of the players, and let's clear another one. Let's clear another one. All right, and then I'll just show you for purposes here that if I press the down button, I randomly paused this line of defensive players left. So made it to the next level. Again, this time it was 9. So I got 7 points, and then I lost 4 points because I pressed the buttons 4 times. And you'll notice that this is continually blinking to indicate that the system is alive. Now I have 4 lives. There are 9 players. It's a pretty tough level. I'll clear that one. Let's see if I can get there. Cool. All right, I'll clear another one. All right, that didn't help me right now. That didn't help me. I'll pause. All right, I paused the fast one. So maybe, just lost a life, as you can see. So now I decreased by 3 and I moved back to the beginning. Let's see if I can get through there. Nice, I got through. And so now I leveled up. That was my final score. So I press play again. Now my final high score is displayed on the screen. That's the current high score. And then if I reset the board, you'll notice that it stays that way because it is being stored in the EEPROM and read from upon startup. And then if I reset the high score by pressing this box over here, now it's back to 0. And if I reset the board, you'll notice that it's still 0. So we are writing and reading from the EEPROM. So thank you everyone for listening to my ECE 353 final project.